Okay, we're going to begin this session just in an all-fours position, on the hands and knees. Take the hands shoulder distance apart, spread the fingers nice and wide, take the knees hip distance apart, and we're just going to very slowly start to lubricate the spine a little bit with some movement and just start to feel into some of that sensation. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling. And as you start to feel that it's okay to do so, I want you to start to increase the range here. So really starting to arch and really starting to round. Really starting to move into the arch, opening up, and really starting to round. Beautiful, coming back into a neutral spine here. We're gonna extend the right leg back behind us, belly draws in. Now immediately feel if you go into a big back bend here. We wanna sort of wake this baby up, okay? This anti-extension musculature. So what I want you to do is feel that your core tightens. I want you to feel the ribs kind of pin down. And we're gonna start to activate our glute by lifting just very lightly our back leg off. Now notice, I am not doing this, okay? So push the floor away, ribs down, and we're just moving into true hip extension. I want you to go for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful, bring it back and we'll change sides. So let's go, left leg goes out, push the floor away, ribs in, belly draws in, kick it up, waking up those glutes. 3, 4, put your mind into the muscle, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Bring it back down. Bring the feet together so the toes touching, knees go out nice and wide. Push the hips back to the heels and just hold it here for a moment. Really sitting back. We're going to start to walk our hands around to the left and reach that right arm out of the right hip here. So it's almost like we're really trying to creep our body out so we get a nice stretch for that right side. Coming back to center, we'll take it to the other side, lengthening out. And then coming back to center. From here, we can let our body come all the way down just into a few breaths in child's pose. So let the head rest down, resting on the back of your hands. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. And just notice any areas that you're kind of holding tension. When we have back pain, sometimes we're really, really shrouded in fear. And, I understand where that comes from. But what we want to try to do is encourage the body to sort of relax here. And instead, we're going to work towards, throughout this whole sequence, stretching the areas that need to be stretched and relaxing the areas that we sort of want to encourage to relax. All right, extending your arms forward, come into an all-fours position, bring the knees back together. Inhale, let's just go again through that cat-cow variation. Maybe this time you can start to get a little bit more movement here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Come back to a flat back. We're gonna extend the right leg out. This time lifting it all the way. But notice my ribs are pinned. There's no big back bend here. I'm gonna then also try to extend my left arm forward. I'm gonna exhale, bring the knee to the elbow, and then extend. So inhale, bring the knee to the elbow, and then exhale, extend now. So we're really getting that nice tight core here, pushing the floor away, bringing it, inhaling, breathing into the back body, and then exhaling. Firming up our core. Inhale and exhale, feeling your glute squeeze, changing sides. Left leg goes out back behind you. Right arm lifts off, take a nice deep breath in, and then exhale. And then we'll switch it up. So inhale here, exhale, extend. Feel your left glute squeeze without doing this. Bring it in, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. So as you do that, inhale, really stretching into the back of the ribs, and then exhale. Beautiful. Bring it back down. Spread the fingers nice and wide. Take your knees a little bit further back behind you, and I want you to start to send your hips forward, drawing the belly in, tailbone tucks, pushing the floor away here. Keep the chin tucked. Now, maybe this is enough for you. Maybe we can tuck the toes and lift the knees off and just hold our high plank position here. Again, we're just starting to switch things on. If it's too much, at any point in time, we can regress or we can completely stop and move back into child's pose. But the worst thing that you can do with back pain is to stop altogether. So we do not want to do that. Take a deep breath in, release a full breath out. Just playing with how much intensity our body can handle. We're going to bring the right knee down to the floor, turn out the left toes and take that left arm up towards the ceiling. I'm going to bring my left hand to my left hip, push down into the floor. I'm going to practice balancing here. Now we're starting to wake up the abductors, parts of our hip that help to abduct the leg away from the midline of the body. That's all that fancy word means. So I just want you to lift. 2, 3, we're also challenging our core. 4, I'm trying not to. 6, yeah. 7, no. 8, 9, we're bringing back that stability. And 12, beautiful, changing sides. So from here, we're gonna do a little transition, tuck the toes, press back into down dog, maybe walk out through the heels a little bit, open up through the back of the legs, and then bend your knees, look forward, hop to a cross-seated position. Hands come down beside you, fingers point forward, lift up through the chest. All right, so we're gonna take a deep breath in, and then we're gonna exhale, lift the hips off. Inhale, exhale, lift the hips off. Now, I really want you to focus on squeezing the glutes, squeezing the hamstrings, and pushing the floor away. Inhale, come back. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Beautiful, coming back up, cross the legs, take the hands forward, and we'll come back into our high plank position. I'm just gonna turn around and we can do that variation on the other side. Belly draws in, core nice and tight, just holding here. Tailbone tucking, breathing. Good. Let's bring that knee down to the floor, left side, and then we're gonna take the right arm up towards the ceiling and just hold here, getting our balance, asking our glute, our hip, our core, spinal stabilizers to prep us for this movement, and then we're gonna lift that right leg off. Now you can get your thumb and place it into your glute medius. This is what we're trying to switch on here. 2, 3, and you can also try to make sure that this pelvis is not moving around too much, okay? The point is to keep it still and to activate other areas to help us, maybe help us with our back pain. 9 and 10. Beautiful. I'm going to come back to center, tuck the toes, press to down dog, bend the knees, hop to a cross-seated position, placing the feet down onto the floor, lifting up through the chest. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Exhale, up. Inhale, down. Feet flat on the floor. Lifting the chest, drop the right knee in for a little bit of internal rotation. Bring it back up to center, internal rotation on the left side. And we're just gonna keep moving through a little bit of windshield wipers. But what I want you to make sure of is we're not letting our hips come off the floor because that defeats the purpose. We want to drop the knee in, but keep the sit bones on the floor. So we're just really addressing whatever is going on in the hips. And then we're gonna come back down to the floor, hug the knees into the chest, rock from side to side, massaging out through the lower back. Okay, and then coming back to center. Keep hold of the right leg, let the left leg come all the way out. And then maybe, sometimes twisting's a bit funky for those of you with back pain, so we don't want to push it. But if you can, if there's no big sharp pain, let's just see what happens if we take the leg across the body towards the floor, extend the other arm back out beside you. Nice deep breath in, full breath out. Bring that leg back to center, hug the knee into the chest, and then we'll change sides. Hug the left knee in, right leg extends, relaxing the shoulders. And we'll take the leg across the body down to the floor and extend. Breathing in, breathing out. Come back to center, hug the knees in. Place the feet flat onto the floor. A little bit more love for our glutes and then we are done. Tuck the tailbone, lift the hips off, but I don't want you to lift so high. I just want you to keep the tailbone tucked, pubic bone pointing up towards, actually not towards the ceiling, but kind of that way, right? And then lower your spine down to the floor and then drive up and then lower the spine back down and then drive up and then lower down and drive up, lower down, getting those glutes to start to help out with whatever is going on in the back and the hamstrings too. Trying to pin the ribs down, trying to keep the belly drawing in, our pelvic floor lifting up. Good, for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful, bring the soles of the feet together, let the knees rest out wide. And we'll just bring the palms to face up at the ceiling. Deep breath in, full breath out. Trying to let go of any fear that we're holding. Whether it's physical fear or we have some mental, emotional stuff going on. Pain is an interesting and complex concept, and sometimes it's actually much worse when we're dehydrated and when we're sad or angry. So we want to try to find a neutral place where we can let go of some of those emotions. Come to interlace your fingers, extend your arms up above your head, stretch up, take the hands down to the thighs, bring the knees in together. And to get up, I like to roll into my side and then use my hands to come up like so. I hope you're feeling good. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Now, if you made it all the way to the end of this video, don't forget, I'm going to share with you some things about pain in general that I think are important to understand, because it's not as simple as like, you have back pain, oh, it's weak glutes. You have back pain, oh, you probably need to stop weightlifting. You have back pain, oh, maybe stretch it out. There's never one answer. It's actually very multifactorial. So stay tuned just for a little bit while I just talk you guys through some things around pain. If you have been struggling with it for such a long time, I would highly, highly, highly recommend just sticking around to hear this right now. I am so glad that you stuck around for a chat. Now, this is because pain is a very complex topic, but I have tried to narrow it down to 3 things that I really think that you should know about pain, and I guarantee that it's probably not what you think it's going to be. So number 1, pain is an output, not an input. That is to say that pain is a feeling your brain creates in response to signals from your nerves. So it's not just a physical sensation, but a very complex experience that can be influenced by a range of factors, such as your thoughts, your emotions, even like your social environment. Studies have actually shown that chronic pain can have a significant impact on our physical and emotional well-being, leading to other symptoms such as fatigue, sleep disturbances, mood changes. And now I know that that's not so much of a profound kind of insight, but the problem with this is that poor sleep, low mood, even dehydration can all impact and eventually increase the experience of your pain. Number 2, pain is a natural way for your body to alert you to a potential danger or damage. However, when pain lasts longer than expected for a particular injury or illness, it's called chronic pain. Now, chronic pain can be caused by, honestly, a variety of conditions, such as arthritis or nerve damage, and can even affect your quality of life. According to research, chronic pain can cause changes in the brain that make you more sensitive to pain and less able to cope with it, which kind of sucks, right? Now, number 3, pain can be influenced by many factors, including your emotions, beliefs, and even past experiences. Now, this means that pain is not always directly related to tissue damage. Addressing these factors can be a really effective way of managing pain, and research has shown that approaches such as cognitive behavioral therapy can actually help to reduce pain and improve quality of life for people with chronic pain. That's great news, because obviously when you reduce those symptoms, other things like sleep and mood improve, which in turn also helps us to feel better, right? So there's like a bi-directional relationship between sleep and other factors and our experience of pain. So what can you do about it? The worst thing, literally the worst thing that you can do is freeze in fear, because this can actually make pain worse. We have to kind of step back, as hard as that is when you're in pain, and take a multidimensional approach. We need to look at our life overall, as well as what we're doing physically. So first and foremost, I would recommend speaking with a qualified professional. Now, the tricky part is finding a good one. And if you want me to make a video on how to find good qualified professionals and what kind of red flags to look for, then let me know in the comments below. Secondly, if you have chronic back pain, please know that it doesn't necessarily mean that your core is weak, nor will a strong core prevent you from a pain-free back. As I said, it's multifactorial, so we need to be looking at a range of aspects. What areas of training and or health could you be neglecting right now? And one way to figure this out is to make an activity schedule. And this way you can kind of truly witness what you value and what activities you value and how much you're really kind of dedicating time to those things or balancing time towards those things and those aspects of your health. That includes emotional and mental health. And finally, I want to say keep moving. Movement is more healing to our body than we often give it credit for. And I highly recommend gentle movement, like walking, some activation work, which is exactly what we just did, maybe some light dynamic stretching, and then also reflecting on what else is going on for you in your life. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And I hope even more so that it helped you. Chronic pain really sucks. If you enjoyed this video, and more specifically, if you enjoyed this last little informational section, I would highly recommend subscribing to my free weekly-ish emails. I would say weekly-ish, because within them I try to break down complex topics like this in a way that enables you to integrate the information into your life. And also I just share a whole bunch of tips and tricks for those of you that are wanting to get in better shape, no matter where you start from, or no matter where you are starting from. I think that's it. I'm gonna see you on the mat soon. Oh, I probably need to say that you can subscribe to those emails in the description below. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying.